Alright, here's what we're trying to do right now. Let's try to check the crayfish. Okay, and then we store it from here. Using this. So on that spot, that is still my filter. Okay. So as you can see, there's the water flowing, right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to scoop this duckweed at the surface, but I'm not trying to waste this because I know crayfish can also eat this duckweed once the water level is too low, or if they can climb up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, trying to check. It's easy to check, right? Because from my feet beside the pond, you can scoop the hides from here, so it's easy to check. There it is. So they're quite healthy. If I will spot some pregnant, I just separate them on the other container. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll just place this because there were some duckweed on the surface, right? So I just place this like to scoop it out. All right. Another one here. Okay. So at this spot, it's quite slippery. Okay, then another scoop from here. So I'm trying to remove the duckweed as much as possible, because once I will reduce the water level, I can be able to check earlier at night or later at night that they will come out, so I can check their population. So as you can see, that's one of my filter, but I just place the duckweed to that from here to here, because I don't have chicken house or any chicken to feed this duckweed. This duckweed can be used as pellets, but I think you need to ferment. So it's very difficult. So look at their population. So this is one of my calcium supplements. It's a squid or a calcium that you can feed on birds. So this is the last one. Right. So here's the thing. The hides that I've created is only from here to here. From those hides, I would need to use boots. Here, I would need to go around the corner, but I will not do that. I will not disturb other crayfish from there. The purpose of checking these hides is just to check the buried females. It's supposed to be layered on the corner with some space. Now, since this is the only pipe that I have, my task is to reduce the duckweed. Right? And then once the duckweed is reduced, I will also decrease the water. Once the water got decreased, and then I drop the water got decreased, the water dropped, then I can check if there were some crayfish. For example, the water will only left at the center. That's the time I can check also the population without totally disturbing the pond. because crayfish um, usually adopt on the new environment. So I don't want them to think that this is a new environment, because once I will drain the water and then disturb their hides, it will trigger some stress on them and then trigger them to molt, to change the skin. Now I'm not sure if there were young ones that cannot survive molting. Pretty sure some of the 1.5 inch won't survive that. So that's the reason behind that. This is the only part that I will disturb, for me to check the population and reduce the duckweed. And not by doing that as well, when I will decrease the water, I can also check their population at the center, especially at night. Once the water will decrease, then the water droppings, they will move to the water, near to the water, than the water that it is constantly dropping. So this is the video. This video that I show you right now is also a technique for you to check buried females. This is also one way to check if you have buried females, right? For isolation purposes. So I will just add this water from the pond to make sure that I can remove the duckweed above it. Right, so let's remove it. So that we can have a picture on how many of them. From this hides alone, this corner alone, I think we have a healthy population. So it could be 100 of them. Another one from here. So locally, in my neighborhood or closer area to me, I can sell this. So this is not a total harvest yet, and this is not a harvest, but kinda, because we can select breeders, or the buyer can select for themselves what they want. And if they have question, I can answer them. For example, question like, for this size, like 3 to 4 inches, what is the good, what you can advise? It is recommend to buy 3 to 4 inches or 5 to 6. The answer is, the bigger the crayfish, it can hold more eggs, and every year crayfish will lay eggs 4 times a year. So that's the thing. However, some of the buyers prefer to buy 3 to 4 inches, like the small ones, like this, 3 to 4 inches, because some of those young ones did not experience to lay eggs, and the breeder wanted to have a brood stock that can lay eggs right away. In my case, that is not a problem, because I'm also selling pregnant crayfish, or on the crayfish world, we call it buried female. So I also sell buried females or buried females. So, but the price, there's a price difference. Because I can sell to you the female that is already have eggs on it, meaning it's a proven breeder, but it has a price on it. All right, so I think I just got this video, and this is the way for you to check without without getting wet or without using boots. This one. So I'm just on the corner of the pond checking the hides. I guess this is a pretty good size, even if I just only check this portion. All right, on the next video